Interesting. What up, Crypto Clay? I didn't even think I went live yet, so that's so funny. Already dropping comments. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Feeling a little under the weather today, so I apologize for that, but figured I'd shoot a little live stream. We got a big day in the case tomorrow, so I figured we'd jump in, talk about that maybe, and just see who's around. Yo, Daniel, good to see you, man. Good to see you. Just got home from Washington State. Nice, Crypto Clay. Awesome. Melt, good to see you. Good to see you. JR, Galicio, happy Sunday, man. Yep, happy Sunday. Unfortunately, the weekend is coming to an end, but at least we have something exciting to watch for tomorrow. We'll get into that in a bit. Let the room fill up a little bit. Let's see who we got. Linda, good to see you. Mary Cox. Shawnee, Crypto Radish, what up, what up? Nice to see you, man. Also, guys, I apologize for my voice. I am a little sick, unfortunately. So you're just going to have to ignore that the best you can. Valerie, good to see you. Guys, stream is popping off early here. We already have 100 from YouTube. So if you are joining from YouTube, make sure to go to the upper right-hand corner, drop a like on the stream. Really, really helpful. There's 3 dots that will allow you to do that. Or you can hold your finger down on the screen if you're watching on mobile. What else was I going to say? Oh, yeah, if you're on X, drop it a retweet if you could. If you're on X, I'm looking for a retweet. If you're on YouTube, just a like would be awesome. And, guys, I really appreciate that. It helps the live streams get ramped up nice and quickly. So anyone who goes out of their way to do that, absolutely awesome. Let's see what else we got. You golf in the rain. It actually didn't rain, Daniel. It didn't rain. So we ended up getting really lucky. It rained all morning. The weather held out, and we did get a nice round of golf in. So that was absolutely awesome. Nice little surprise. Silver Days, good to see you, man. Always love seeing Silver Days in the chat. One of the oldest members of the channel, and Silver Days always just brings amazing energy. Love having you here, man. Harlan, good to see you. Tracy, good to see you. Hope everyone's doing well. Mikkel, do you think this case will go to the Supreme Court? No, I think the Coinbase case has a better chance of going to the Supreme Court. Maybe both of them do. But if I was to guess, one of them being Coinbase or Ripple going to the Supreme Court, I think there's a better chance it's Coinbase. And the reason why I think that is because, like, I actually think there's a legitimate case for Coinbase to be registered. The SEC never put together any kind of case against Ripple, so I think there's a decent chance that Coinbase could be registered with the SEC. Coinbase lists a lot of crap tokens. There's no doubt in my mind that some of those crap tokens could end up being securities. So I just think the SEC has a much stronger case against Coinbase. With Ripple, they kind of just charged a bunch of things that they couldn't actually prove. They can't actually change the facts going forward. Tracy says settlement. Love that energy, Tracy. Hopefully. I wish I could do polls on here. I don't know if I can. Let me see if I can do a poll. Oh, that wasn't it. That was not it. Yeah, I'm not seeing an easy way to do it. It'd be cool if I could do a poll and see what most people think. Ready to see my XRP rip face? Yeah, Valerie, me too. We'll throw up kind of the thing I've been watching the most on this channel, which is just obviously this triangle, and then with the court case date coming in here. So, I mean, I don't know if there's any way you can look at this and not be really excited for what that court case could do to the price. Also, guys, we're actually popping off on the live stream right now. I'm glad a lot of people are around. We got 203 people on YouTube already. So make sure to drop a like if you are watching from YouTube. Upper right-hand corner, there will be a drop down that allows you to do that. If you're on X, a simple retweet would be absolutely awesome just to help share the stream. Brian, good to see you, man. Good to see you. They have the SEC by the you-know-what, and there will... Do you think there's going to be a settlement? All right, so I wonder if Ed's going to pop in. I was talking to Ed earlier today about the settlement. I'll give you guys 3 reasons why the SEC should settle. Or why Ripple would take a settlement, because Ed was saying to me, I don't know if Ripple would take the settlement. I'll tell you exactly why Ripple would take a settlement. One, it means that the SEC can't appeal this going forward. To get rid of any possibility of an appeal would be absolutely huge for Ripple. So that would be a massive, massive, massive win. The other big thing is obviously that if there is a settlement, and I think this is just kind of something that is just the fact of the matter, and not a lot of people really bring this up, but if there is a settlement, Ripple can structure any way they want, right? You don't have to rely on a judge kind of making the ruling for you. So Ripple could actually get a lot more clarity via settlement than if the court case just goes the distance. The other thing, obviously, is Ripple wants to IPO. Ripple wants to be a public company in the United States. Ripple wants to have XRP ETFs created, and those things just probably aren't going to happen if the case is ongoing. So if Ripple can just put a hard line in the sand, right, via a settlement, say here, that the SEC can never come back again and try to sue Ripple, that XRP forever is not a security and the SEC can't appeal that, well, then I think that's a really big win going forward. So, look, I'm 50-50 on it, I think, right now. I don't have an opinion one way or the other at the moment. There's certain things that could happen that would change my mind, but the most important thing I think is obviously that this case is getting wrapped up regardless. Okay, very interesting. Looks like people are split 50-50 on it, kind of. Maybe a little bit more. Lots of settlement, actually. Yeah, lots of settlement. I'm definitely 50-50. The reason why I wanted to talk about that, though, is because I see a lot of people always saying, oh, Ripple wouldn't settle. Like, Ripple just wants to go to the distance. I don't think that's true. If there was a good settlement, I think that's possible. Thank you for that, Crypto Clay. That was interesting. Paul's Balls, good to see you. Yeah. Nice to see you on a weekend live stream, man. We're just speculating on what. So the other thing we need to talk about is what's happening tomorrow. Tomorrow, essentially, Ripple is going to prepare their defense for essentially why they shouldn't pay the SEC any money. And there's 2 big things here. I'll just put out one. Investors. Sorry. One is investment losses. Sorry, TradingView is not made for typing a Word document, but all right, we're just going to abandon this. One is investment losses. Investment losses are one thing that Ripple's going to try to say. Ripple's logic is that if none of the investors lost any money, that they shouldn't have to owe anyone anything. And the other one is that Ripple's going to say most of their institutional sales happened outside the United States, and therefore, once again, they don't owe anyone anything. So, Jeff, am I taking tomorrow off? Well, unfortunately, I think I'm going to be working from home because I'm pretty sick right now. I'll be providing any insight if we get it. I think one of the things is that we might not actually see the public filing tomorrow. It might be heavily redacted, so we might not actually get to see what's in it. I have no idea. We're just gonna have to wait and see what happens there. But it might be redacted. It is going to be interesting, though. We're going to see what Ripple's arguments are. It seems like a lot of people have kind of tore apart the SEC's argument of Ripple owing $2 billion pretty badly, and Ripple obviously has much smarter and more educated people than me on YouTube and some of the other Twitter lawyers. So I kind of look at it as if we're all ripping apart the SEC's case, and we are just like makeshift legal experts, right? We don't actually understand law like Ripple's lawyers, and Ripple's lawyers are going to totally demolish them. So I'm very optimistic for how this could go. I think kind of the thing we're watching now is, do we kind of have XRP kind of trade in here as this case wraps up and then kind of get that explosion of volatility? That's certainly what I'm going to be looking for. Ripple's about to take over. I completely agree. Let's see what Daniel says. You're right. The SEC has a few days left to redact it before it goes public. We might hear that Ripple's purpose to pay, but okay, yeah. Proposes to pay. Yep. You're good, Crypto Clay. You're good, Crypto Clay. Unfortunately, I just try to stay away from some of the political talk in terms of what I read, but you're more than happy to throw anything you want in the chat. Thank you, Mark Smithen. I think I'll be hopefully feeling better tomorrow or whatever, but I got enough Tylenol to keep me going at the moment. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you. Yeah, if we get anything interesting, you guys know I'm going to cover it. Also, guys, we have really good numbers on YouTube right now. So if you are watching from YouTube, make sure to smash that like button. It's super, super, super helpful. All right, sorry about that, guys. Let's see. What Ripple proposes to pay will be redacted. There will be zero chance that portion will be public. Well, I mean, like, we've already had briefs that have had a ton of information in them. Not the entire thing is going to be redacted, crypto, cars, and coffee. So we just saw the SEC's filing, and all the very interesting stuff was unredacted. So I think a lot more is going to be public than you might think. Mikkel, is there a legal max time frame the judge has to rule? Okay, yeah, so this is what this purple box really is, and this is what we've really been breaking down. Look, the last time we were kind of in a position with Judge Torres, I think she took, after the final documentation was in, that was around, how long did it take her to rule? Does anyone know what the last date of documentation was prior to this ruling? I think it took her about 6 months to get this ruling in. So look, this ruling was very, very complex. Very complex. So look, if it only took her 6 months to do this very, very complex ruling, breaking down all of Ripple's sales, breaking down what XRP is, breaking down all the institutional contracts, all of that stuff. That was a very complex ruling. It was heavy hitting, and she got that out in 6 months, I believe. Now, don't hold me to that date. I think it was close to that. It might have been shorter, might have been longer. But look, my overall thinking here is this rectangle box, right, kind of ends where I believe the last date would be pushing it for her not to have a ruling in, which is the beginning of September. Look, I don't think there's any way, right? She's not going to have a ruling in by then. It's a fairly simple ruling. She's just trying to tie things up at the end. I think it's very likely she's going to be able to bang this out pretty quickly. So I'm really kind of throwing this box in as the last possible date. But to answer your question specifically, no, technically there's no actual date. But what we know is that she's very likely to turn this thing around in at least 3 months. So I'm pretty confident we'll probably see it maybe in the middle, right, around July, and anything before then would just be absolutely amazing. And also, we could also settle, right? A lot of people still think we're going to settle. That's also always a possibility. So, very, very, very simply said, there is no max date, but I think this range is very conservative. I don't think I'm going too aggressive with putting it out there. Oh, so I was right there, Daniel. Wow, that was just a kind of a random guess. All right, so Daniel says my time frame was right. So her prior ruling, right, was 6 months before July. So June, May. All right, so about a 6 month time period puts us around the case ending. Yeah, I think it was around January, if I do remember correctly. It was somewhere around here. So it took her about, right, this long to make the ruling before. I believe this one's going to be quicker. So if you just compare those boxes, I think you can see why I think my box is pretty conservative. Like I said, this ruling prior was much more complicated. There's a lot more at stakes. There's a lot of people reviewing it. So I think she'll be quicker this time. So I really do think by the end of the summer is kind of a worst case scenario, but appreciate that, Daniel. Keep up the great work, Mikkel. Keep the videos rooted in facts like you do. Thank you. That's what I try to do. I try to make them exciting and optimistic for you guys, right? Like, I think there's a weird balance in the XRP community where some people are like anti-speculation. I don't agree with that, right? We're all speculating at the end of the day. That's what investing is. So I'm here to give you guys my speculation, but I don't want to give you crazy speculation that's not based on anything, right? I want to give you guys speculation based on facts. So I've always tried to land in that middle ground. Like, I'm extremely optimistic for what's going to happen in the future. I'm extremely optimistic how this is all going to play out and how Ripple is really going to take over as the premier destination for institutional cryptocurrency endeavors. But I also like to make sure, right, I'm just not making stuff up and I'm not just giving you guys pointless hopium. I try to really just listen to what Ripple says and then like give it back to you guys in a way that really makes sense. So I really appreciate that comment. FinTech, thank you, man. Good to see you, bro. And you always bring really, really good discussions and questions. So appreciate you having here, and thank you for the compliment. Yeah, guys, I don't think it is a bit of coincidence that the court date falls on the breakout. It's also important to know, right, that like this triangle has been extended multiple times, and some people see that as like oh, that means it's fake. I don't see it at all, right? Like before, there was a lot of people watching this kind of formation here, which is just another pattern in here. There's no doubt in my mind that this couldn't also be true. We had a big pump when the court filing came in and XRP broke out of here, but ultimately just fell within a larger consolidation pattern. So it's possible to have smaller consolidation patterns within this entire thing, larger ones. I think what XRP is really waiting for is just a catalyst, and the chart is telling us that a catalyst is close. I was overlapping some other stuff on this chart as well. The XRP to Bitcoin chart is also very interesting. That seems to be at a bottom. It just seems like everything's lining up right now for XRP to really get its feet. And look, I'll pull it up real quick just because I think this is important to understand. Nothing we're seeing right now is really any different from what we should expect. I think a lot of people have kind of gotten so worked up with watching the micro time frames that they kind of forget that this is just par for the course with XRP. I want to pull up the XRP to BTC chart. It's a really good one and just showing you guys that like we sit exactly where we have sat in the past. And yeah, nothing's abnormal. All right, so sorry, let me just get this. That's not what I wanted to do. Let's try this again. Here we go. XRP to BTC chart. What we can see here is this thing is at a massive bottom. Typically, whenever XRP has come down to these levels on the XRP to BTC chart, right, it's simple statistics. Coming down to this level typically causes a massive pump, and that's exactly where we're sitting right now. So Is it a coincidence that this is happening at the same exact time Bitcoin's consolidating at its all-time high? Is it a coincidence that every single time Bitcoin goes to its all-time high, it pauses and then coins like XRP catch up? Is it a coincidence that XRP is sitting at these historically low levels on the Bitcoin to XRP price chart right before XRP typically makes its big move against Bitcoin? Is it a coincidence that XRP is at the end of this massive consolidation pattern right around the corner from a precedent-setting court case that's going to change the entire cryptocurrency industry forever? Look, I don't think so, right? I think these things are adding up because we're probably likely around the corner from a big move from XRP. XRP Peaky Blinder, man, nice to see you. Always love having you in the chat. And also, guys, Peaky, before we jump into that question, I just want to say real quick, we got almost 1,300 people on X, which is insane. If you're watching from X, would really appreciate you guys dropping a retweet on the stream. It's going to help more people see it, and hopefully some new people who haven't been here before. And if you're on YouTube, all you have to do is smash the like button. It's so helpful in getting more people in here that don't normally see the streams. And I think all of our goal, right, is to educate more and more people on XRP. So I would really appreciate anyone sharing or liking the streams. It's just two simple things that really go a long way. Let me give FinTech a quick answer at Peaky Blinder, and then we'll jump into it. Really appreciate that donation. I have heard from Mr. I. He's just hanging in the background, so everything's all good with him. So just so everyone knows, Mr. I is A-okay. He's just chilling in the background for a bit. XRP Peaky Blinder says, what's your take on the consequence of Flare? For Flare, should the SEC versus DeFi Uniswap turn in the favor of the SEC? Okay, XRP Peaky Blinder, that's a really good question. Look, the really nice thing about the SEC's case against Uniswap is that it's really going to be a one-off situation. The SEC is not going to be able to essentially sue Uniswap and apply that to other projects. The SEC is taking every single case as a facts and circumstances case, and even if the SEC destroys Uniswap, which I don't think they will, it's a completely different scenario with Flare. So I think you ask a really good question, but to be completely just blunt with you, I really don't think it's going to matter. All these ecosystems are so different. Every token has its own unique facts and circumstances, and the SEC has just simply failed in trying to apply different tokens, different projects to different situations. So XRP Peaky Blinder, I'm really not worried about it. I think likely what we're going to see is that maybe the SEC is going to be able to apply what they do here with maybe other decentralized exchanges, but even that might be a stretch. The more important thing we need to understand is that the SEC's tirade against this industry is only going to last so long. Eventually in the United States, Congress is going to make laws. And then once that happens, right, anything the SEC has done isn't going to matter. So I think right now the goal for any cryptocurrency company is just survive until we have legislation, and hope you don't get sued by the SEC. And if you don't get sued by the SEC, then congratulations, you don't have that headache. But I don't think any other court case is really going to come back and bite you. I just think each court case is too different. All the facts are completely different in each one, and the SEC is just going to have to take them one at a time, which is why they're so weak in the grand scheme of things. Mikkel, this case settles in the next 3 days. Tim Bates, I sincerely hope so, man. I sincerely hope so, and I hope you know something I don't. But look, I don't think this case is going to settle in the next 3 days. I think it's possible this case settles at the very end, maybe in the beginning of May, but I'm not hopeful. I don't want anyone to get their expectations up for a settlement. I just think there's a better chance of us going the distance. But Tim, all right, Tim. I hope you're right. I hope you're right, Tim. I really do. 3 days works for me, Mr. Yeah, I feel you there, Mr. 3 days works for me as well. Also, guys, yep, this stream is turning out to be one of my biggest ones ever. So really appreciate you guys all being here. The reason these live streams are so much fun is just because you guys bring such outstanding questions to the chat. You guys are always putting out great commentary that's really fun to break down. So keep the questions coming. I say this all the time. There's absolutely no dumb questions here. It's really nice to kind of even have some more general questions, because then I can kind of take them wherever I feel like the audience is going to benefit most. So sometimes even if it's a simple question, you think it's pointless asking the question, it can still be a really, really helpful question to someone else. And Guys, this industry is hard to understand. It's complex, and like I always say, there's no dumb questions in crypto. This stuff is tough. If the SEC settles with XRP, how much do you think XRP will be in price? Okay. Look, I'm not big on the price predictions, to be completely honest with you, but I'll show you this real quick. I'm gonna pull up a new chart for you to really break this down. I will give you kind of a guess here because you did donate, and I always appreciate people donating. And even if it's questions I don't normally answer, if you're gonna make a donation, I'll go out of my way to give you what I think. Right? I'm not gonna tell you I'm not gonna do it. So, look, this is how I look at it, and it's important to understand. I'm telling you right now that my price prediction is gonna be wrong. And I'm not telling you that because I think I'm dumb, right? I'm telling you that because everyone's price predictions are going to be wrong in the long run. One random person is going to get the price prediction right, and it's going to be completely lucky. No one really knows what's going to happen. We can all sit here and guess. We can all sit here and give you our best opinion. But anyone telling you they know what's going to happen, unfortunately, is just overly confident in their own ability, and they probably don't know what's going to happen. So I'm showing you this, understanding that I think I will be wrong. And I hope you take that seriously and understand it's just my guess. All right, so this is a long-term pattern for XRP. Look, if we just did a similar pump to what XRP did in 2017, we would be sitting at a $259 XRP. Do I think XRP is going to go straight to $259? Well, maybe in an absolute dream scenario, but look, I think it's fair to say that XRP needs to at least get past this former all-time high. XRP is drastically more important to the world than it was in 2018. I don't see any reason XRP couldn't get a substantial pump to the $10 to $22 range. And I think that would make sense based on XRP kind of breaking out of this consolidation pattern and really getting parabolic. Look, I think it makes perfect sense that if Bitcoin is trading at its prior all-time high, XRP can also get there. And I'll show you this chart too, because I think this is honestly a better chart for me to actually break this down for you. I really do think this is the best chart. Can you still see my screen? Yep. This is XRP against Bitcoin. And look, what you're looking at very simply is that every single time. Oh, what happened? Oh no. Sorry, I broke something. Let's see if we can fix this. XRP all-time chart, compare with Bitcoin. I don't know why this chart's not working. Sorry about that. All right, I'll just say it because I can't get the chart to work. Look, every single time Bitcoin went on a bull run, XRP has performed similarly. I just think it's very clear that XRP is going to follow Bitcoin's lead. And I always tell people, if you're just looking for a safe price estimation, I would just take whatever Bitcoin does from the bottom and say XRP will probably do something similar. So that's always my safe estimation for people. If Bitcoin gets to its all-time high, which it is right now, I think XRP will get to its all-time high. I like to try to keep it nice and simple like that. And I think there's always a case where XRP can do something that just blow people's mind. I talked about earlier, right? Just how parabolic XRP can get if it was to do anything similar to what it did in 2017. That would be a $250 XRP if it made that kind of move. And look, I'm not telling you XRP is going to go to $250, but what I am telling you is, right, a lot of people act like that's just completely unrealistic. It's hopium. It's just dumb to talk about. It's dangerous to talk about, but I just don't agree. I think if the XRP price chart has done something like this before in the past, it's not unrealistic to see XRP do something again similar. And it's just crazy how exponential these price charts get. Like I said, even small differences in this line are the difference between a $100 and $600 XRP. So what I'm showing you here is just like the chart has done something like this before in the past. It's really hard for humans to wrap their minds around charts going this parabolic, but it's good to look at XRP's history and know that it has done something like this before in the past. Mark Simmons says $22 makes sense in a couple months, but but we have never had a real utility use case. We've never had a real bull run with XRP for utility. Ripple having the opportunity for tens of trillions. It could go crazy at 250. Yeah, Mark Simmons, I completely agree. And I think this is a good comment. This is what people don't understand, right? We're just basing a lot of this based off speculative cycles. Like, we've never seen cryptocurrencies actually get used for their full intended use case ever. So look, it's very possible that when we get these things being used for their full intended use case, we see a bull market for XRP that blows what we saw in 2017 out of the water. Like, people don't like to talk like that because people think it's like bad to be optimistic. I completely disagree. I really do. So I think that's a great comment right there, and I appreciate that. Jeff, thank you so much, man. Really, really appreciate that donation. You guys' support for this channel is absolutely incredible. So thank you so much. I also will say quickly, and I'm sorry I'm always repeating this, but it makes a huge difference when I do. So unfortunately, I have to. Guys, if you're on YouTube, please make sure to smash that like button. If you're on mobile, all you have to do is hold your thumb down on the screen 2 seconds, and it'll actually pop up with another screen where you can drop a like, or you can go to the upper right-hand corner and drop a like there. If you're on X, all I really need is a retweet, man. That helps a ton. It helps get the people who follow you guys to help see my stream and hopefully bring them in to show them some XRP knowledge. Love to educate new people on XRP. Love to get more people in this community. And you guys have louder voices than you'd think. So I really appreciate you guys sharing the stream. Molly says, people still talking about market cap. Yeah, people will talk about market cap all the way until the end and constantly say that the market cap is going to be too high. Look, guys, no one ever thought XRP in 2016 could reach the market cap it's trading at today. And in 2030, when XRP is trading for a market cap in the trillions, people will still say, oh, it can never get to 100 trillion. And then people say it could never get to a quadrillion. People just keep on saying that. Like, does it go that high? Who knows? I'm just making the example that people never understand market cap. It always seems too high. It always seems unrealistic. But game-changing technologies tend to appreciate at rapid paces. They tend to demand market caps that are way higher than the normal person can wrap their head around. Look, you see the same thing with NVIDIA, right? You saw it with Amazon. You saw it with Apple. All of these companies all demanded drastically higher market caps than what people thought. And the entire way up, people said, oh, this is too expensive. This is overvalued. This could never be this much money. How could you possibly say could be this much money? And then it just completely deceives the people who think they can value a new game-changing technology. At the end of the day, I always think it's important to understand that typically market cap is reflected properly. You didn't have to understand the market cap in 2017 to understand that as it got more adoption, XRP, right, it was going to go up in price. Doing any kind of market cap calculation probably made you look like a fool, because let's take a look at what happened, right? Let's take a look at what happened. So if you were just looking at this price chart, right, in 2017, and I love doing this, guys, it's so useful to go back at an early chart and just try to see what the emotions are, right? So imagine this. This is going to be fun. Imagine you were investing in XRP in December of 2013. Say you bought a big bag of XRP right here. That was at half a penny. And then subsequently, XRP went down 95%. 95%, guys. All the way down to 0.002 of a penny. You probably are thinking, right here, that, oh my God, that was such a big bubble. XRP is never going to get back up to those prices. I'm down 95% on my XRP, and now it's just trading sideways into oblivion, right? And then let's take a look at what happened, because I think this is really important to understand, right? Let's take a look at what happened for the people who, rather than panicking, right, kept on buying here, kept on buying here, kept on buying here, kept on buying here. And let me just say one last thing before we go over what happens, right? During this entire time period, Bitcoin was going up and to the right. So like a lot of the people here were just being told, oh, XRP is dead money. Oh, you're wasting your time investing in XRP. Why don't you invest in Bitcoin? Why are you not buying Bitcoin? Why are you not buying this coin? This coin's going up. Why are you not getting into this thing? This thing's moving, right? It was the people who just understood XRP was going to be very important in the future. Said, you know what, I don't really care what's happening to these other coins in the short term. It doesn't affect my investment thesis behind XRP. The people who are buying in here were likely saying, look, if the market doesn't realize that I'm investing into something with severe utility now, maybe the market will realize it later. And then what we can see what happened is XRP very quickly went so parabolic and got so volatile that in the matter of a couple weeks, it wiped away years of XRP's price action. We're looking at a time period right here. 30 days. In 30 days, XRP wiped away 5 years of sideways trading in 30 days. And what? Let's keep going, right? You get this consolidation, and boom, there it goes again. And then suddenly you have XRP going so exponential that it is just erasing all these prior gains. And you know what I really meant to do? I apologize. Let's do this again on the linear scale, because the linear scale is the fun one. This is a better chart, right? This is a better chart. This shows you how insane these swings are, right? So look, like guys, like going back to our example, right? Imagine you bought XRP up here and it crashes back down. Like you're thinking, oh, I'm so cooked, right? We are never going to get back to those all-time highs. We are never going to get back there. And look, XRP goes trading sideways for a while, and it just looks like dead money. Like, look at this. Look at this chart compared to what happened back here. It just looks like XRP's dead. And this is all happening while Bitcoin's going exponential. You're sitting there being told by all the Bitcoin maximalists, look, why are you invested in XRP? This looks dead. Look at this. It looks complete. Oh no. Oh man. We just deleted the chart. Of course, I rugged my chart halfway through explaining that. All right, we'll get it back up. I was just about to make the big point too. I was just about to wrap it up, jump right into it, blow everyone's minds. I do that. All right, that's all right though. We'll go back. At least it's nice and clean now. All right, so as I was saying, here's XRP, right? Trading sideways, dead money. You should have just bought Bitcoin. You're never making your gains back. And then just take a look at what happens. I mean, we're just going so parabolic that the charts don't even seem like they make sense. Like it's hard to even understand what's happening. I'm just scrolling constantly here. And look, we're still going higher. Like we're still going higher. I literally just like there is no way to predict this was going to happen. And there's no way to look at market cap and say, okay, XRP is going to go to that price. So look, I hope this just helps you realize that, look, if we look at the chart here, you can't even see this price action. Like some people were concerned back here that they were never going to make their money back. Like they were freaking out. They're like, I'm down 95%. I'm never going to get back here. So I hope this really, really shows you that like people have a really hard time seeing what could happen around the corner. And in that same exact way, right, that XRP did that before. Let's take a look at what XRP could do this time. Because I think you're going to realize that the same thing could very well happen again. So if we take a look at the XRP chart and we do XRP, look, guys, this is XRP at $33, right? It just washes away this prior price action. It's gone. Like you can't even see it. Like now we're trading up here in $33 and you can't even see this prior price action. And like imagine how silly it's going to look for the people saying, "Oh, I can't believe like it's trading at 60 cents instead of 50 cents. I can't believe it's trading at 30." Like it's just going to look silly. And you might be thinking this chart looks dumb right now, right? You might be thinking, oh, that's almost impossible to see that happening. Just take a look at the log chart. It doesn't even look that unrealistic. It looks completely realistic. So look, what I'm really trying to hammer home here for you guys is that no one is able to predict what's going to happen here. No one has any idea how it's going to play out. XRP is likely going to get more parabolic than people expect. And the only way you can really get a good estimation for what could be around the corner is to go over the previous price charts and just line things up and see if XRP has that capability. If XRP never did this, right? If XRP never made this exponential run, I wouldn't be predicting that XRP has the power to do it. That would be absurd. It would be a complete waste of my time for me to be telling you guys that XRP has the ability to do something it's never done before in the past. But the fact that XRP has made this kind of parabolic move really shows you that it's in XRP's capability. XRP has always been a larger and moves the almost Nicholas, good to see you. Jake from State, good to see you. Della, I can predict Gary Gensler will be caught with his pants down at some point. I agree, Della. Villa ripped yesterday. I don't know, Velo. Showing the glory days from a decade ago. Yeah, guys, look, I think we're so early to cryptocurrencies. Like, we're at the point at crypto right now where, like, you can still see the beginning of the price charts. Like we're so early. XRP is one of the first digital assets ever created, and I can fit the entire price history of XRP on a weekly chart. Like, guys, what happens when we go out to 2032, right? Where's XRP trading in 2032? I have a feeling it'll probably be something like this. And look, that was a crazy number. But it gets crazy fast. It really does get crazy fast. A $400 XRP. I mean, that right there, that chart you're looking at is a $140,000 XRP. Is that going to happen? Look, like that's probably getting a little overboard. It's just really important to look at these charts in logarithmic scale and see what parabolic actually means. All right, let's see what's going on in the chat. 524 people on YouTube. Thank you guys so much. I'm going to get away from the charts for a minute. Let's take a look at XRP. Dev 3. Thoughts on DAG? I do like DAG. I like DAG a lot, actually. I think it's a really solid project. Salamander, thank you so much. I heard Gary Gensler purchased 1.2 million. Imagine. That'd be hilarious if Gary Gensler is buying up XRP. Can you stake XRP anywhere yet? No, pretty soon you'll be able to do... Well, technically, you can put your XRP in an automated market maker. That's not staking, though. XRP is never going to have native staking because the chain doesn't use proof of stake. There's going to be a lending protocol coming to the XRP ledger, which will be a safer way to generate yield, in my opinion. Yep, the automated market maker is not staking. MC Prosperity, I really appreciate you pointing that out. The automated market maker has inherent risk to it that other forms of yield don't. Doesn't make the automated market maker bad in any way. It's just it requires a little more activity, I believe, than staking. And I don't know if everyone's ready for that. So, Mikkel, I'm about to put 50K on XRP. It would give me 100K XRP. My thought is every penny it goes up, I make $1,000. Am I crazy? Look, Tank Man, I wish I could just like tell you what I think, but that question is going to get me into some trouble. So, man, I'll just say you should do whatever your confidence tells you to do, and you have to take responsibility for whatever happens. But you know, the biggest risk out there is not taking any risk, and I'll leave it at that. Is there any way to generate yield? I will say one thing, Tank. I love the fact that you're asking me that question when XRP is trading sideways and everyone's fearful, rather than when XRP is just gone parabolic and their mom is buying XRP. Like, I do have a lot of respect for you bringing up that question at the current state of the market, because it's just most people don't think like that. Most of those questions I get are when XRP is running exponentially and everyone says, oh, Mikkel, like I wanted to buy more, but I just didn't. Like, should I buy now or is it too late? Like, I really do respect you having that kind of thought when XRP is at its low. I just can't answer the question directly, unfortunately, or I get myself into some legal trouble. So hopefully that gives you my general thoughts on it. If you were to ask me, as XRP liquidity provider, I was super excited for the AMM. Yeah, Harbinger, we'll have to see exactly how those APRs change over time. Most of the pools, I think, are going to get more and more profitable as time goes on. There's just not a lot of trading in them at the moment. But at the end of the day, you get fees for trade. So the more trades going on, the more APR there's going to be. So it's one of those things that I try to tell people, right? There's not really an advantage to being early here. The more and more the pools get used, the more valuable they're going to be. But if no one's using the pool, you're not getting a lot of fees. You're not going to get a lot of yield. So right now, there's just not that many premium assets on the XRP ledger. But I think that's going to change in a big way as more and more financial institutions can actually start building out their own cryptocurrency related projects. 11 more days till XRP Vega. That's crazy, Meespan. That's crazy. I can't believe how fast that's coming up. And I'm so excited. So excited, man. Tank 20. That's funny, man. That's funny. Yeah, Tank, I'm lucky, man. I mean, lucky in some ways, not in others. I don't, I'm not married, right? So all of my investment decisions happen on my own. Appreciate the question, though. It's a great question. And like I said, always respect someone coming in at a low rather than a high. Just someone who understands that, hey, I'm not doing this because the price is moving right now. I'm doing this because I think the market's wrong and I want to capitalize from the market being wrong as the market figures out what I already knew. So I always appreciate a lot that mindset. Valerie, no, I don't think I'm speaking at XRP Vegas, but I'll be hanging around, and I'm sure I'll be having plenty of conversations. So it's not a big deal to me. I told Brad I was going late. I told him, man, don't you worry. Don't you worry about getting me up there. I'm just happy to be there. Mick, can you back up Zach Rector's price prediction with TA charts putting XRP at a $25? Oh, 100%. Nicholas, we kind of just went through that about how easily I think XRP can get to some of those higher prices. Look, Zach is just giving you a shot in the dark, and so am I. There's nothing I can point to that is going to tell you where XRP is going to go. If I say XRP is going to go to $25 and then everyone says, okay, $25 is what it's going to, and then XRP goes to $125, you guys are all going to look at me and say, Mikkel, why do you say so low? And if I say XRP is going to $125 and then it only goes to $30, everyone will say, Mikkel, why didn't it go as high as you thought? So it's just a lose-lose game. And look, I'm not going to sit here and pretend, right? I know what price is going to go to. In fact, I don't think anyone knows what price is going to go to. I think that if everyone made a prediction for what XRP is going to go to, maybe 2 people in the community would get it right. And they wouldn't get it right because they knew something. They knew something we didn't. They would just get it right out of pure luck. They would have guessed lucky and nailed it. So I think it's really important to understand no one knows where the price is going to go. Me and Zach and a lot of other people, probably you too, right, are all bullish XRP is going to be worth more in the future. And we think XRP is at least going to get past its all-time high because that's what the cryptocurrency market typically does. It breaks out past its previous all-time high. I do need a chicken noodle soup, man. I do. I'm beat up right now, unfortunately, but really appreciate you guys all being here and throwing some questions back and forth. It's definitely taken my mind off being sick. So you guys are absolutely amazing. And this stream is popping off. So it's been a lot of fun too. It's always nice when we do a late night stream and we get some new people in here. Is it safe to leave it on Binance Earn? That's a good question. I think you need to be careful whenever you're leaving cryptocurrency on an exchange. 2 things you need to be careful of. One, I don't think Binance is going to steal your crypto. I think Binance is too big to be stealing people's crypto. They don't need to do it. One of the risks, though, with actually keeping your crypto on an exchange is just if you don't have the proper 2-factor authentication set up. Look, I tell everyone, if you have a text message 2-factor authentication set up, you're going to want to make that a little more robust. If you're keeping cryptocurrency on an exchange, make sure that it's like annoying for you to get onto the exchange. And I don't mean it's fun for it to be annoying, but like you want to make sure you have a lot of different backups to make sure that you have the proper 2-factor authentication. So look, I don't think Binance is going to steal your crypto, and I don't think Binance is going anywhere, but make sure you don't just have a 3-letter password and then your phone number backing up your account. Thank you. I appreciate you guys all hoping I feel better. I really do. YubiKey, yeah, I use a YubiKey. My experience from YubiKey has been awesome. So I actually reached out to YubiKey and I was trying for you guys to get some discount on a YubiKey going forward. I reached out to YubiKey and said, hey, I got a ton of subscribers who Would love to get a discount on the YubiKey. I'm sure I could sell a lot for you guys. And they just blew me off. So still a big fan of the product. Still a big fan of the product. MC Prosperity, I will make sure I get plenty of rest tonight. That's why I started the live stream a little early. Figured I'd jump on here, talk with you guys, and get rest later in the night. But appreciate that, and I will make sure I rest up. Isn't Coinbase like the only 100% safe exchange where they won't take your crypto if they go into chapter? No, Coinbase specifically said if they do go into chapter 11, they might steal your crypto. Look, every exchange, you guys need to understand that there's no bankruptcy laws for an exchange. So the exchanges by bankruptcy laws have to sell your crypto and give it to their creditors. So that's an issue of all the exchanges. Now, is Coinbase or Binance going to go bankrupt? No, you have a better chance of someone, in my opinion, coming to your house with a weapon and stealing your hardware wallet and making them hand over your seed phrase. Like, that's a risk of self-custody, right? Someone can show up to your house, and unless you have a way to protect yourself, which I think everyone should, then you could be in a situation like that. So there's no perfect way to do things. Unfortunately, there's just not. You're always taking some kind of risk with any form of custody you use. If Coinbase goes bankrupt, then they're probably going to sell off some of your crypto to pay the bankruptcy fees. That's why I personally say, just do what works right for you and make sure you know the advantages and flaws of each one. One of the problems with the cold wallet is if you keep it on yourself, which I always tell people, right? Maybe put it in a safe deposit. Maybe you keep it at a house that you're not living in. There's a million ways you can make things more and more secure, but then you get to a point where you're driving yourself crazy. So I always tell people, right? Maybe keep some on an exchange, do this, mix up a couple different forms of custody. And look, at the end of the day, you've kind of just got to accept the fact that there's only so much you can do. I think for most people, right, as long as you, one, make sure you have as much security on every exchange as possible, have an authenticator app, do all that, use a YubiKey, and never put your seed phrase online, you're probably looking pretty good. And you can probably sit back and understand that if someone's going to get hacked, it's going to be someone who's being a lot more loose with what they've done rather than you. I think if you're trying to be safe and you're really trying to do the proper things, you're going to be okay. And I can't tell you right for sure you're going to be okay. I just, from my experience, the people who make an effort to be safe have been safe. Silver Days, thank you. Silver Days is just out here advertising for me. Silver Days, you're a legend. He's right though, guys. If you often find yourself like showing up halfway through to these live streams, or you often find yourself like just missing out, guys, one, make sure you're subbed to the channel, make sure you're following me on X, and then two, if you're on YouTube, just turn those bell notifications on. It's going to make it so that when I do go live, you get a notification. And it's so nice when everyone gets that notification at once and we can all just have everyone in the stream instantaneously. So if you're new here, would love for you to subscribe. If you come here a lot, you feel like you're missing out, make sure to turn those bell notifications on. But other than that, you guys are absolutely amazing. 9:05 of West Coast. Yeah, I didn't even really think about that. Yeah. It is earlier on the West Coast. Shout out to everyone on the West Coast. Stefan, thank you, man. Thank you. A lot of fans from Canada. I always see a lot of Canadian dollars coming in. So huge shout out to Canada. I've been to Canada once, I believe. I went to Montreal and it was a really good time. Had a ton of fun there. So hopefully no one in Canada gets triggered on like Montreal versus somewhere else. But I had a great time in Montreal. It was a lot of fun. Only time going to Canada, though. One of my good friends used to play in the Canadian the Canadian Professional League for the Moncton Wildcats. So he used to play there, and we used to go visit him once in a while as well. I feel like you should have a better scheduled time for lives. Definitely. Yeah, David, I will eventually. It's just that right now there's so much going on in my life. Hopefully once I can make a transition to be doing crypto full time and not working my full-time day job, I will be able to have a more consistent schedule. Unfortunately, right now, I just try to be live as much as possible. And sometimes it's hard to predict exactly when that's going to be, because, you know, as much as I would love to do only crypto, I do have somewhat of a real life as well outside of YouTube. So really appreciate the comment, man. Don't worry, I can't wait for the day I can do this more consistently. And yeah, just appreciate you being here. Silver Days says same here. Work day thing. I just have the stream on a podcast. Awesome, Silver Days, man. That's why I did the live streams, just so people could have it on like a podcast. So I'm glad you're enjoying that. Joseph, thank you, man. Really appreciate you, and any support for the channel is absolutely appreciated. You guys are absolutely amazing, and thank you for the donation. Well, I'm gonna run through it real quick. XRP Peaky Blinder, Salamander, Jeff Thompson, Salamander again twice. Huge shout out to you, man. Stefan and Joseph, guys, thank you so much for contributing to the channel. Really appreciate it. Crypto Mountain Man says, nice to catch up. Today's live. Thanks for streaming, Mikkel. Oh, absolutely no problem. I love live streaming, and I want to make it clear that the reason I love live streaming so much is just because you guys are absolutely amazing. You guys are so much fun. You ask great questions. So thank you guys for making live streaming enjoyable. I was a little worried the kind of questions I would get when I first started live streaming. I thought it was going to be a lot of like immature talk, and you guys just blow it out of the water. You're all so fun to talk to. You're all super smart, and it's just nice having a really smart group of educated investors to be able to talk with. Also, guys, make sure to smash that like button on YouTube. Make sure to share the stream on X. Love getting new people in here, and I think a lot of people forget. There's a lot of people in the XRP community who actually just learn about me on a daily basis. So I know a lot of you have been here for a while, but you sharing the stream really does help more and more people see the stream. Some people, right, just never have seen my channel, so really appreciate it. Gonzo said, Mickle to God. Don't spend it all in one place. Gonzo, thank you, man. Really appreciate that. And Mary Cox, thank you as well. Wow, it's really flowing in. Daybot, thank you. Appreciate anytime you can stream for us. Hopefully we can all be doing crypto full time soon. I completely agree, Daybot. And you know, I really hope there's a day in the future where we can all kind of jump on these live streams and really just talk more about like strategies we're taking to make more income, right? There's a lot of stuff coming to the XRP ledger, a lot of things we're all going to be able to do with our XRP going into the future. So really appreciate that. And I want to run through this list again real quick, just for the people who just donated. Gonzo, Mary Cox, and Daybot. Appreciate you guys all so much. And thank you for supporting the channel. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at something else. Been on the screen for a bit. Are we there yet? Oh, we're almost there. We'll get there eventually. I think Nicholas was asking about this, right? Zach's $25 price prediction. Let's do this. Look, this was only one pump from the last bull market. The second pump. This one smaller pump gets us to a $9 XRP. You extend that a tiny bit, right? And you're already at the $25 XRP. So I don't know if Zach has anything more he's doing here, but I just think logically, like, he's probably right. Like, XRP is likely going to make it this vertical move, chill out, and then make another one, and then probably chill out for a long period of time, maybe crash back down, and then keep going. Oh, this is what I wanted to talk about. This is going to be a good one. Adam, thank you. I just try to give you guys all the education I've amassed in this space and just make it easy for you guys to understand. I understand that this industry is no walk in the park. So look, if I can break things down in a way you guys understand, I always am massively complimented when people tell me that I just break things down in a way it's easy for them to understand. That's really my goal here. Off topic, but I love Flare airdrops. Yeah, I love Flare airdrops too, and I'll share your comment for that. Okay, this is one thing I want to talk about. A lot of people always ask, like, what happens if XRP goes to $200, right? And then there's a 99% correction. Well, let's see where like a 95% correction takes us from there. Even if we had a 95% correction from $200, guys, we would still be at the $20 mark. So I want people to understand that it's very possible that we could have a massive run and a big crash, but it doesn't mean that crash is going to take us lower. So the reason I say that is because a lot of people always ask me, they're like, Mikkel, I want to sell at $6 just so I avoid the crash and I'll buy back lower. But let's just understand, you might end up selling and then having to buy back higher. Just because you have a big crash doesn't mean the crash is going to go lower than where it was trading before. As we can see on the XRP price chart here, right? XRP in 2018 crashed 96%, and still from 2017 was up 3,000%. So what I'm trying to make very clear to you guys is, if you were one of the people who said right here, right, when XRP got to 0.02 cents, I'm going to sell back here and buy back later. Look, you never had an opportunity to buy back. So I go over these charts not to try to predict what's going to happen, not to try to tell you guys I know what the future is going to hold, but to show you what happened before in the past and say, hey, how can we break down what happened in the past to better educate ourselves on what could happen in the future? And I just like to show you guys as many different scenarios as possible, so when it gets to that point, right, you don't say, oh, well, I'll just sell and buy back lower. You might think to this example of saying, okay, well, if I thought I could pull that off in 2017, I actually might have ended up selling and being forced to buy back higher, because even with the price correction, we never got below where we were before. So really, really, really want to make that clear. I saw Ian said something. Ian, keep the noise down, guys. I'm trying to sleep. Ian, good to see you. Good to see you. Ian always is popping in. And Ian, always appreciate having you here, man. Always appreciate having you here. All's balls, man. That's funny. That's funny. I'm going to pin that. Yeah, I'm still listening. Not looking at chat. Sorry, lawn is huge, bigger than my crypto account. Oh, Hall's balls, man. That's funny. That's funny. You know how much I appreciate you being here every single day. So, Jeff Thompson, the truth this channel is built on. Thank you, man. Thank you. Halls is an OG here. There's a couple OGs. There's a lot of OGs here. To be completely honest with you guys, I know a lot of you guys were like long-term watchers of the channel prior to me even doing the live stream. So I know a lot of you guys have kind of just been like kind of silently watching the channel and kind of commenting on videos that I could never see because it's covered in scammers. So I know there's a lot of OGs here, right, who just are less active in the chat. So massive shout out to you. Look, even if you're someone who doesn't comment in the chat, really appreciate you just coming here on a daily basis and just listening in, right? You don't always have to be saying something to be appreciated on this channel. Anyone tuning in and everyone hangs around, and anyone who's just subscribed to the channel and has been here along for this journey, right? I appreciate that so much. I will be in the XRP documentary, hopefully. I'm not filmed yet, but hopefully they're going to record me in Vegas, and I'll get to throw around my 2 cents for XRP. I'm excited for that. I have talked to the documentary people. Look, they seem really, really nice to me. They seem like they really understand XRP. So I'm super excited to be able to get in the documentary. And yeah, look, I was just really happy. Let's see where it goes. Are you selling your ISO tokens other than XRP in the bull market? Yeah, Mark Smith. And look, this is something I don't do a good job of, and I always tell people to do, but I don't do a good job of. I'm not very good at creating a selling plan. I'm not very good at creating a plan of what I'm going to do. And the reason why I personally don't have those plans in place is just because I at the stage in my investment career, I'm likely not going to be selling a lot of assets until I need to raise capital. Look, if Algorand, right, a cryptocurrency I never talk about, I have a very small amount lying around. If that ends up becoming a $10,000 to $15,000 position because it was just sitting in a wallet and I didn't touch it, and at that time I'm looking to buy a new car and I can use that money in a down payment, I'm going to sell the Algorand. Look, I don't have some kind of allegiance to Algorand. I like Algorand. It's a good project. It's one of the better projects in crypto, I think. But is it something where I think it's on XRP's level? No, not personally, right? And there's going to be people in the Algorand community who say that same thing about XRP, which is perfectly fine. But I will likely liquidate some of those smaller tokens that I don't care as much about first, especially if I have a place to put the money. Look, if I'm sitting in a scenario, right, where I just have plenty of money and I have nothing else to do with it, and I'm just going to be holding it in cash and sitting around in my hands, then maybe I won't sell it. But I just kind of plan on addressing those situations as they come. Kevin, we will do some recapping tomorrow. Nice to see you, though, man. Nice to see you. And I love seeing the Grateful Dead. I love seeing the Grateful Dead. I don't even want to call it profile picture. Thank you, Visser. Thank you. Appreciate that. Crypto Clay, I'm glad you like that one. Sometimes it's funny. Sometimes I rant. I'm just like, I wonder if people are gonna like agree with this, or they're just gonna say like, oh, that's absolutely insane. But that's funny. David Hall said there's more people in here than likes. Go hit the like and get real info. Thank you, David. Yeah, guys, if you're just hanging out in here, make sure to drop a like on the stream, especially if you're on YouTube. Super, super helpful. Hold your finger down on the screen. It's going to prompt you to hit the like there, or you can go to the upper right-hand corner. 2 easy ways to drop a like on the stream, and it really does help. You have kept us informed daily about the SEC versus Ripple case and have gotten through this time well. Can't wait to see what your content will look like when the SEC case is finally over. Drake, really appreciate that. Really appreciate that, Drake. Thank you, man. Love having you here, and really appreciate that comment. Mark Smithson, thank you so much, man. Really appreciate that donation. Really appreciate all the support from the channel out of you guys. And I'm sorry for butchering your name, but I'm going through a bit of a sickness, so words aren't really rolling off the tongue like they normally do. The hardest part was making a video this morning with my brain all congested, but we got through it. Della says, Mikkel, you're one of the few very honorable ones on here. Really appreciate that, Della. Really appreciate that. Look, I personally think there's a lot of great people in the XRP community. I think a lot of people put out content that I don't agree with. I think a lot of people put out content that I think is wrong. But I think for the most part, a lot of the people really do have good intentions, even if they don't get things right. And I understand why, if you're a viewer of those people, it's annoying when people don't get stuff right. But I do think most of it is well-intentioned. Crypto Clay, man, thank you. Really appreciate that, Crypto Clay. Really do. And I have to do a recap real quick. First of all, thank you so much, Crypto Clay, for that donation. OG of the channel, and just really appreciate you being here day in and day out. Mark Smithson, thank you. Daybot, Mary Cox, Gonzo, Joseph, Stefan, Salamander, Jeff Thompson, Salamander again, XRP, Peaky Blinder. Guys, thank you so much. Your support for the channel is outstanding, and I really appreciate it. That's so funny. Dave says, my wife much prefers listening to you than DAI. She says he sounds too much like Dr. Phil. Oh, that's a great comment. That's a great comment, Dave. Oh, that's so funny. I would love, I got to tell DAI, not that you said that, but I got that comment on my stream at one point. That is so funny. Oh, he's totally the type of guy who would love that too. Thank you, Dave. That's really good, man. That's really good right there. I did have some people asking me to do an update on what we're seeing tomorrow in the case, so I will do that real quick. The main things we're watching in the case tomorrow are, well, first of all, it's important to know that a lot of it's probably going to be redacted, but tomorrow Ripple answers the SEC on why they shouldn't pay $2 billion. In layman's terms, Ripple's going to say, one, we're not going to pay $2 billion because no investors were hurt. Guys, let's draw a price. Let's draw a line across where XRP is trading today across its entire history. What you're going to see is very few times in XRP's history has XRP actually been below the current levels. Because of that, look, there's very few institutional investors who managed to buy XRP at this time period. Most, for lack of better words here, that just means most institutional investors are actually in a profit on their XRP rather than a loss, which means, again, that essentially most institutions are not going to have any, were not hurt by Ripple's selling of XRP. And therefore, according to the Second Circuit, they can't actually be charged with damages based on these investors. So a large portion of investors, right, throughout the entire of XRP's history actually bought XRP at lower prices than it is today, therefore not at a loss. Therefore, the SEC doesn't have any case against them. The other big argument Ripple has is obviously that Ripple sold most of its XRP to institutions outside the United States. So the SEC is asking, right, for seven. Well, actually, see, the SEC's charge is annoying. The SEC's charge is annoying because it actually makes so little sense. All right, let's break this down. So the SEC is asking for $2 billion, right? $2 billion. Now that $2 billion they're asking for is only based on $700 million of XRP sales. So I don't think they're getting anything close to the $2 billion because it was only on 700 mil of XRP. So it's probably looking at worst case. At worst, it's going to be 700 mil. Now, of that 700 mil, you have two things, right? You have one, investors who are down. So for that, I'm just going to do, trading view is hard to do this, so guys. I appreciate you bearing with me trying to draw on trading view. I'm just going to do investors who are down, right? And then investors who are the US based. So the SEC has to try to pull from the 700 million investors who are down on their XRP and are also in the United States. I think they're going to have a really hard time finding a substantial amount of this 700 million that falls within the category of these investors being at a loss and these investors being in the United States. So that's what's happening tomorrow. Once this is done, then essentially we get to a point in the case, and I'll bring up my handy little triangle chart where the start of this purple box is when all the documentation is in. The end of the box is where we believe Judge Torres is going to make a ruling, and then we're just waiting for that ruling to happen. So as you can tell, we're very close to this box. We're very close to the moment where we are waiting for that breakout because the case is concluded. And yeah, it's just nice to see us come this long. David, I don't want to. I'm not doing this to pick on you, man. I don't think you'll take it the wrong way. But I do know one institutional investor who did. I know MoneyGram was a U.S. company. They bought XRP. But it's not a bad thing, right? Like we forget that it's totally legal to sell XRP to these institutions. The SEC just wanted that XRP registered. So Ripple did sell to a U.S. institution in MoneyGram. We know about that. But what's the fine going to be if MoneyGram ended up making millions of dollars on their XRP? So they did sell to a United States institution, but is that United States institution at a loss on XRP? I doubt it. So there are going to be a couple examples, but guys, even if Ripple has to pay, like say Ripple ends up having to pay 100 million, who cares? Ripple has 100 million. Ripple's got $1 billion on their balance sheet. Ripple could almost cover this entire thing if they really needed to. I'm sure Ripple could cover this 700 million. Does Ripple want to cover the 700 million? Absolutely not. And I don't think they're going to have to, but they could. And that's the most important thing. There's nothing here about Ripple dying. There's nothing here about Ripple going away or Ripple completely losing. In almost every scenario, Ripple's going to come out of this perfectly fine. And it's just going to be very likely that it ends up being more of a slap on the wrist than anything actually significant. So I do believe Ripple will get a slap on the wrist. I do believe Ripple will get some kind of fine, but I just don't think it's going to matter. I think it's going to end up being a nothing burger because Ripple's going to say, okay, we're done. We paid it. Now what? Moneybag said 15 bill lost in retail. Yep, you're 100% right. When the SEC filed their case, they caused a mass liquidation of XRP and did more damage to retail than Ripple has done to anyone. So that's the truth of the matter. the SEC is the party who's really, really caused most of the damages. It really hasn't been Ripple. I remember 2 years ago, Brain. Daniel. Thank you for honey, lemon, green tea, soup, and vitamins. Got to keep you healthy and take care of the biggest investment. You are better than my psychiatrist from your mods. Daniel, man, thank you so much. Honestly, I was just thinking, I was like, oh, where'd Daniel go? I haven't heard from Daniel in a bit. Daniel, man, I appreciate you so much. Massive supporter of this channel. And you and all the other moderators have done an outstanding job of really keeping this channel, keeping these lives productive, really help honing everything in. So, Daniel, I'll make sure I rest up today or tonight. Hopefully come back tomorrow feeling better, but really appreciate that. And I'll make sure I take care of myself. I'm glad I can help you out and provide you a little more value than your psychiatrist, man. Daniel, you always crack me up. Yeah, the mods are outstanding here. So, Silver Days, Crypto Clay, Daniel, Halls Balls. There's a lot of them. It was kind of funny when I first started. I didn't really even know how to make moderators, and I kind of just picked some people who were always contributing and really helping out, and just were consistently here. And I got lucky. I got some really awesome moderators here that have really made all of this possible. So thank you guys so much. Crooklyn, nice to see you, man. Nice to see you. Yeah, they did provide us an opportunity to fill our bags. Look, guys, to be completely transparent with you, and not everyone's going to agree with this, but if it wasn't for this Ripple SEC case, I probably wouldn't be part of this community, to be completely candid with you. Prior to the case, I didn't know much about XRP, and I was really just buying some small subsets of XRP because I thought it made sense, right? I thought it made sense in and about here, or in here, that institutions were going to be using the asset, but I just didn't look much into it. It's because of this case that I was really able to build a position throughout XRP's history and really get a sizable investment. One of my biggest issues, and I've talked about this on the channel, but I'll pull up the chart, is that my other favorite, one of my other favorite investments out there is Tesla, and it's an investment that was one of the first ones I did really, really well on. But I had a big issue with Tesla, and that's that when I was buying Tesla, it was all in here. And I wasn't able to buy a lot of Tesla because by the time I bought it, it started ripping. It's so funny. This is a very similar portion of the XRP community. Take a look at this. From 2013 to 2019, Tesla did almost nothing. Absolutely nothing. And here I am, right? Complaining that I didn't have enough time to buy Tesla. Now, compared to everyone who'd been in Tesla since 2013, right? I looked like a fool. Like, why didn't you just buy Tesla beforehand? Well, I didn't know about investing beforehand. I didn't know about Tesla, the company. I didn't know about any of this. So for me, I'm just like sitting there and being like, I can't believe I didn't have more time. All these people are saying, I can't believe it took so long. So I think we're in the same exact thing with XRP right now. I think a lot of people are going to come into the community right now, start buying XRP and say, wow, I can't believe I didn't have more time to buy. And a lot of us are going to be sitting there laughing, thinking not enough time to buy. You had years to buy. But this is what happened to me, right? I was a real victim of this. I did purchase a decent amount of Tesla. I got some in. But if I had just learned about Tesla in 2016, then I would have had such a nice accumulation period to really get a good sized bag built. And one of the things I told myself was like, I'm not going to make this mistake again. If I find another game-changing asset, right, I'm not going to be in a scenario where I just never get the allocation I wanted to it. So that was kind of my lesson for XRP. I said, look, this thing is the best thing I've seen since Tesla, possibly even better than Tesla. And I want to make sure I get that allocation right and don't put myself in a scenario again where, I'm sitting around waiting for it to do something, or I'm waiting for it to do something and it ends up ripping face before I get a position built. I agree. Uphold is safe. I think Uphold's safe. Uphold has proof of reserves. They've been very transparent. They just seem like there are not trying to do things for hype or attention. They're really trying to do things to build a good exchange. And also, they're technically not an exchange. They're really just almost like an infrastructure custodian. So 53 cents on XRP. Let's take a look. Guys, we got some green candles too catching us in this Bitcoin against XRP price chart. It would be really nice to see a big bounce here. It'd be really nice to see a big bounce here. I don't even think I'm sharing my screen, actually. There we go. Yeah, we got some green candles coming here on XRP to Bitcoin. Let's go over to the XRP price chart. Yep, we are pushing. We are pushing a little bit. Let me delete some of this trash I got on here. I need an eraser function bad. How is there no eraser? Let's see. Lauret. I'm sorry if I'm messing up your name. Lauret331. Thank you so much, man. Really appreciate that. Mikkel, if one was in the never selling XRP boat, what are some ways you will be able to make money passive from XRP? AMMs are nice, but I don't like that you have to stake both sides of the pool. That's a fantastic question, and really appreciate that. Even if you are a Patriots fan, I'm just messing with you, man. Really appreciate that donation, and great question too. Two things I believe you're going to be able to do with your XRP fairly easily in the future. One is going to be lend it to big institutions. I think cryptocurrency lending is going to start happening in a very safe and compliant way with actual regulations around it. So, Laura, what you'll be able to do is you'll actually be able to essentially go on to Uphold, and Uphold will say, hey, I'll provide you with 5% if you just allow us to use your XRP. Now, that can be a sketchy proposition if just Joe Schmo is using your XRP. But if you have Uphold borrowing your XRP, right? Well, Uphold has billions of dollars. They're going to be able to get you the money back. So there's going to be very Valerie. I knew I was going to get some people mad with that one. There's going to be some very compliant ways to lend your XRP. But Laura, one of the ones that I'm really excited about is turning your XRP into FXRP. I don't know if you hold Flare, but holding FXRP will actually allow you to use your XRP in DeFi. It will allow you to do all kinds of different yield generating activities with your XRP. And as much as I would love to speculate here on all the different possibilities we could see, what I really plan on doing is just taking them on as they come. I have been in a very similar position to you. I have not been in a hurry to use the automated market maker just because there's some risk there I don't feel like dealing with. But I think there's going to be a lot of very safe ways to generate yield. And the things that I'm mostly excited about is, one, being able to lend XRP to qualified institutions, and two, being able to use FXRP, which is essentially XRP issued on the Flare network, where you will be rewarded for essentially turning your XRP into FXRP. I don't know if you hold Flare, but that's another one that is very low risk that could provide really high reward. So look, the good news is, Laura, I am in the same position as you, man. I'm not planning on selling a lot of my XRP at all. And as long as you stay hanging around the channel, I'm sure we're going to go over tons of different ways you can use your XRP. So right now, there's simply, for lack of a better way to say it, just not that many opportunities to do that in a safe, compliant way that I think is easy. But I think we'll get there, and I will be covering them on this channel. So I think your head's in the right space. Look, if you could have XRP, not sell it and generate yield, well, then you get all the price appreciation from XRP going higher in the future. And at the same exact time, you could still be earning income. So if you want to start generating yield on XRP, and then XRP goes to $10, you don't lose that XRP. You get that price appreciation and the yield. All the people who simply said, I'm going to liquidate, are just going to be sitting there with their liquidation, but they're not going to be able to keep earning yield on that XRP, and they're also not going to be able to benefit from future price appreciation. So even if you have even if you're only getting a 5% yield, but XRP, when you're getting that 5% yield, makes your bag go from $100,000 to $1 million. Well, that 5% yield is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And then if that $1 million goes to 2 million, 10 million, well, it's not hard to understand what that's going to do for for the amount of money you're bringing in. So great question. Really like that one. Hall's balls, man. Got to support Mickle, especially when he is sick and still preaching the gospel and doing the God's work. Love you, Mickle, and all the mods. Hall's balls, man. I really appreciate that. You know how much I appreciate you on the channel. Honestly, guys, I wasn't feeling well at all, and I was like, you know what? I would just love to take my mind off of it, get a little live stream going, be able to chat with some of you. So I know I know it probably seems counterintuitive, but this is really taking my mind off some things, and really appreciate you guys all showing out and coming here, man. You guys are all absolutely amazing, and it's so fun jumping on here and being able to chat with you guys. We also have 4,000 people on X right now, which is ridiculous. I don't know how much I believe those numbers. I think they're kind of fake. And you know, I'm not trying to talk shit on myself. I just don't believe there's 4,000 people on X, but who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. It's hard for me to believe that there's more people on X than YouTube. I really do have a hard time believing that, but who knows? Maybe I'm wrong, or maybe Elon's just juicing up the numbers. I'm just checking the news quick, see if there's anything interesting there. Gronk. One of my let me see what Daniel said. Valerian. Yeah, me and my family used to have season tickets to the Patriots. We never actually got to go to a lot of games because we were all so busy. They were hand-me-downs from a friend, but I did go to quite a few Patriots games back in my day. Me, my dad, and my little brother would always go, and it was always so much fun. I'm a Steelers fan, so I was always there rooting against the Patriots, but I have massive respect for the Patriots, especially Tom Brady and Gronk and those guys. I mean, the Steelers were wrecked by the Patriots every single AFC championship game, so I have every reason to hate the Patriots with everything I got, but I really do respect them a lot, and I think now they're in a tricky position, but man, after the kind of run they went on, I think it makes sense that they're going to have to rebuild a bit. Let's see what else we got. NHL predictions. I don't do NHL. Stefan, one of my good friends, man. He played for he was pretty close to making the league, but look, I only really follow football and I golf a lot, so I follow golf loosely. But I it's hard for me to get too into any other sport. For me, I've just always been a football nut. Like I track the Steelers year round. Yeah, Laura, my little brother was a Patriots fan, and I was a Steelers fan. So, I mean, I just think both have two of the best dynasties around, right? So, always had a ton of respect for the Patriots, and yeah, I think they're just two teams that have always had kind of that classic football dynasty to them. Always had that kind of tough-nosed Northeast style football, and yeah, they're championship winning organization. So, two franchises that just did it right. XRP Shillionaire, nice to see you, man. I always see you poking around on X, liking my stuff. So always appreciate you here. You drop a lot of comments on X too. So just wanted to give you a shout out quick because I really always appreciate seeing you in my posts, just dropping some good comments. So you said have your research crypto autonomy. It's regulated and has impressive yield. No, but I'll take a look right now for you. Cryptonomy. Let me see. Is this it? I kind of like doing this stuff because then you guys can think, oh, Charles, man. Awesome. Oh, we got a lot of Steelers fans in the chat. Love it. I like where we sit. Get us Brandon Ayuk. And I think, yeah, I used to give Russ so much crap, too. And now I'm like, I ride with Russ, but I think we kind of needed him there. We need someone other than Pickett. Let's see what we got here. Fully regulated. completely security, high quality support. Hear from the experts. Oh, I'll tell you right now. Website looks great. I don't like hear from the experts and just having a bunch of YouTube thumbnails, but that's more of me just nitpicking. Earn up to 180% APY on your assets. That's a little sus to me, but looks XRP. Okay, I mean this looks really interesting. I appreciate you sharing this. Company about, are they doxed? Launch pool, staking. Let's take a look at staking. Okay, start earning. Okay, I gotta log it. All right, I'll look into this more. Charles, man. Oh man, that would be electric. All right, Charles, give me this. Did we lose a first round pick for it though? Tell me we didn't lose a first round pick for Ayuk. I love Ayuk, but I don't want to give up a first rounder. With Diggs going for a second rounder, I don't want to give up a first rounder. What do you think there? I'm excited to see Russ play. Excited to see Russ play. What token do you think Elon Musk will use for X? I just want to be clear, guys. Elon Musk probably won't use a token inside of X other than for fun. You really don't need a token inside a centralized platform. Tokens are really good for connecting other decentralized platforms from one another. It doesn't always make sense to just slap a token into everything. I don't think Elon Musk is really going to use a native token. I think he's just going to use a centralized coin. Oh, Charles, man, that would get me excited, Charles. If we could drop a second round pick for Ayuk, I would lose my mind. So you got me hyped up. I would love Ayuk for a second round pick. Oh man, that's exciting. Laura, it says, Mikkel, do you think we could have a stablecoin regulation by June or earlier? I do. Ripple wouldn't have said anything if it wasn't coming. Also, Brad's market prediction is constructive. Yeah, no, I completely agree. I don't know on the exact timing of the stablecoin bill. Honestly, I hate to say it. I think it's too soon. I always count on Congress messing everything up and just being a complete failure. Anything that Congress has to do, I'm sure they'll take way longer than they should. Congress just historically has been so bad when it comes to crypto. So, Laura, I would love if you were right. Ultimately, I do think we do get it eventually, but any time frame, I just don't know. I think it's actually more likely that unfortunately we get it after we have an administration changeover or after the election. I just don't think it's going to be a high priority, but I would love to be wrong there. Ultimately, Ripple's going to expand this business outside the United States either way. And when the United States is ready, Ripple's going to flip the switch and bring on the US. So the nice thing about Ripple is they're a global company, and the best thing about software works anywhere in the world. Doesn't matter where you are. If the United States is going to drag their feet, then Ripple's going to go other places, and Ripple's going to make sure that, hey, they're still expanding their business regardless of what's happening in the United States. So I would absolutely love to see a stablecoin regulation bill. I'd absolutely love to see Congress get their act together and actually get something done. But counting on Congress to do something productive is almost like counting on the SEC. Sad truth. Man, Charles, you got me fired up, man. You got me fired up on this Brandon Ayuk news. I'll be crossing my fingers on that. Yep, tomorrow's going to be an exciting day. Sooner, man, make sure you have bell notifications on so you get notified right when I go live. But love to have you here, man. Oh, Charles, man, I appreciate that a lot, bro. Go Steelers XRP. Yeah, we got a subset of Steelers XRP gang here. Really appreciate that, Charles. Really appreciate that. And appreciate the news as well, man. That's awesome. That really is awesome. It's cool. It's really cool being able to go live on here and get to talk to so many different people. I know obviously normally we're hyper XRP focused, but it is really cool to be able to talk to people all over the world and even within the United States. And I know a lot of you guys have like interesting connections to all kinds of different things. So really appreciate that. Do you think Ripple will use a stablecoin outside the United States? Yeah, Ripple will definitely use their stablecoin outside the United States. Ripple's going to use their stablecoin wherever the stablecoin's needed. So yeah, I think it's going to take off everywhere. Just because it's a dollar stablecoin doesn't mean it's only going to be used in the U.S. Tether's one of the biggest stablecoin issuers on Earth, and most of it's not in the U.S. Shannon. Well, what if we give you the second rounder? What if we give you the second rounder? What if we give you the second rounder? Do you want a first? Because I don't see us giving you a first rounder after Diggs went for a second. You guys are awesome, man. You guys are absolutely awesome. How do I feel about HBAR? I like HBAR. It's just not something. I did a video the other day where I focused so much on XRP. Nothing against HBAR in the slightest. HBAR is probably one of my favorite cryptocurrencies out there that's not XRP. There's just only so much I can focus on. And, I think XRP has such a big head start. Such a big head start. My only issue with HBAR is it really doesn't seem hyper-focused on anything. HBAR really seems like, oh, here's another great cryptocurrency platform, come use it. But then, what exactly is it going to be used for? My favorite part about XRP and Ripple is just Ripple is literally telling you, hey, we're using XRP for cross-border payments. We're using XRP as a financial tool. It's very easy to wrap your head around. A lot of other crypto projects, it's more of hey, here's this really cool technology. Now someone come build something. And everyone's like, all right, we don't know what to build. And then maybe cool things get built somewhere else, even if the tech isn't as good. So look, I hold HBAR. I like HBAR. It's just important that I make it clear to you guys, right? That I don't like that HBAR doesn't have that exact utility carved out for it other than being a great blockchain. But I have the same issue with Algorand, same exact issue with Algorand. Same exact issue with CSPR. All of them. They're just really good technologies that I haven't seen what it will be in the future. That doesn't mean it can't be something. We could have a government tomorrow building a CBDC on HBAR. We could have a government tomorrow building a CBDC on Algorand. We just haven't seen those steps as much as with XRP, and that's why I'm mostly XRP. Yeah, no, Laura, I think you're right there. I think you're right. I think we're about to be sitting in a very, very unique position for XRP. Ondo? I'll have to take a look at Ondo. There's a lot of great projects out there, guys. And, for me, I just like to focus on the big ones. I like to focus on the things that in my eyes are the safest. I like to focus on what I believe is the ones that are going to be able to get the most disruption to the financial system. Because like I say, I invest in a whole bunch of different asset classes. I invest in a whole bunch of different types of companies, Tesla, Uber, all these different companies. But I don't really see, right, how the financial system isn't the biggest thing disrupted by crypto assets. And I think crypto assets ultimately do disrupt the financial system. And I think if any of them are going to do it, it's going to be XRP. Have to say true to you for sure. Everyone has hot tips. Yeah, everyone's got a hot tip. Yeah, John Butler, you have to do what you want to do. I mean, I can't be the one driving it. I think it's going to end up that XRP is Google and XLM is Bing, but it's very possible I have it backwards, right? It's very possible I have it backwards. So, I could have it wrong. I just see XRP being Google and XLM being Bing. But who knows? Maybe I'm wrong, right? And hedging your bets is also good too, right? It's also always good to hedge your bets. Awesome, John. Awesome. PolySign was bought by Ripple. Valerie, thanks for coming, Valerie. Always love having you here. Valerie. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Lord, I did the same thing. I did the same thing. I would be careful being confident that we're going to have a bear market in 27 to 2028. Let's just see what happens. I agree, Daniel. I don't think it hurts to hold both, and I think it's always smart to be diversified. Dell, awesome, awesome, awesome. That's good to hear, guys. Juan Romero, thank you, thank you, thank you, man. Really appreciate that. You guys are absolutely awesome. So thank you, thank you, thank you for supporting the channel, guys. Like I said earlier, I'm pretty banged up right now. I'm pretty sick, so I'm gonna call it a night here. This was an absolutely amazing live stream. I cannot believe you guys got me to go for as long as we did here. I thought I was gonna be tapping out after like 45 minutes, but you guys kept me going for a while. You guys are absolutely amazing. I'm going to be live again tomorrow at 12 Eastern, so would love to have you guys there. Join the live stream. I hope everyone has a really great night. A lot of new faces here, which was absolutely amazing. It was really cool getting to talk to some new people. Lauret, great talking to you, and as well as Charles, man. Thanks for the inside knowledge on the Steelers, and everyone, right? Everyone who donated. I really, really do appreciate that. So, guys, I'm going to rest up. Hopefully, I sound a little better tomorrow than I did tonight. You guys are absolutely amazing. And for now, Mickle out.